Hi, I'm Debbie Cronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am here to show you these adorable Hey Chick cards and how I made them. So the first one is this cute pop-up card, Pop and Twist, I think it's called, a Pop and Twist card. It opens up and you can put the chicks inside, and it is adorable. If you purchased a kit from me, it is all scored for you. We're going to just figure out how to fold it and go from there. So here we go. So in your kit, and if you have not purchased a kit from me and you are doing this online, I have another post, a post on my blog, stampwithdeb.com, where you can see how I cut it, where I scored, where I didn't score, and get all the details of how to create your kit so that you can do this project. So let's see, let me just make sure everything's working okay here first, and then we'll go on from there. Let's see, I'm not finding it. Not going to worry, everything looks fine on my phone, so I'm just going to go from there. Okay, so you have a piece of basic white that is scored and folded in half. We're going to just set that aside for now. That's our cover. And we're going to pick up this piece that looks like a cross, looks like a T. And we're going to, I have folded these this way, okay, already. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to fold them diagonally. So you'll need a bone folder for this. And of course mine's across the room. Okay, got my little toolkit there. Okay, so we're going to just crease that really good. And then we're going to crease this one as well, the opposite direction. Whoops. So let's, wants to fold where I don't want it to fold. Okay, now we're going to fold them in. And so you're going to just kind of crease it in and pull it over, just like that. And give that a good... And same thing here, you're going to push the center line in, and there you are. Okay, now we can add this to the inside of our card. So you're going to need to trim off the bottom. You see it's going to come all the way to the bottom, and I've left room on the sides. So you're going to trim off about 1/4 of an inch on the bottom of each one of these. I would do them separately. Just because, no, 1/8 of an inch, I'm sorry, not 1/4, 1/8. Do them separately, just because I did them together and they didn't come out well. So, I would say do them separate. So you're just going to pull up your paper cutter here and just trim off 1/8 of an inch, which is right there. And hopefully I have this straight, and I'm all messed up now. 1/8 of an inch. So this little line is 1/4. So I'm going to go about halfway in between that. Just going to be right in there. And I'm going to cut, so I need my cutting blade. And turn it around on the other end and do the same thing. So put that up at the top, and then you know that's 1/4. So you're going to come back to this other cutting line here and go at 1/8. And if they don't match exactly, you know what? It's really okay. It doesn't make a lot of difference, but you do want a little bit of a gap between the edge of your outside paper and your inside paper, just for looks. Okay. So now when I put this in here like this, it looks like a little house. Okay, so now when I put it in here, I'm going to have a little room at the top and room at the bottom, which is good. So I want to make sure when I do adhere this that I am not keeping my paper, my card, from folding over. Okay, So the next step is let's put some adhesive on there. I am going to use, I think I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. We'll give that a try today and see if it's cooperating with me. Looks so good so far. So far, so good, huh? Okay. And you're just going to adhere this part, okay, your house. You don't want to attach it to here. All right, so we're just going to place that right in there, center it. And it looks good. Make sure my card will close. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. So with this folded up, I'm just going to put my Stampin' Seal right here. And guys, this is the hardest part of the card. Just, you know, putting this inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this on it. Because then I know it's going to be right where I want it. And when I open it up, there it is. Easy. Okay, now the next trick. And it's not going to lay flat. Your card is not going to lay totally flat. You can see mine is. That's as flat as it's going to go. Okay? So, and that's okay. Your card's not going to lay flat. You just have to accept that. The next part is this, this piece of Coastal Cabana. And it's scored in the middle, so you're just going to do a Mountain Valley fold and turn it over. After you've done that, just turn it over. Because these are the parts that we're going to attach. And in order to make it flip, that's what we want to do. So we're going to attach this section here, and this section here is where we're going to put our glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. There. And over here. Okay, and then I'm going to just put this, I'm going to center this. Actually, I'm going to turn this over so you guys can see. And I'm just going to kind of center it all the way around. Leave an edge all the way around and press it down. And then I'm going to open this side up and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And this side's a little harder because you can't press it down all the way. I mean, you can't lay it down flat, your card. So I'm holding, this is the end that has the glue on it, okay? So I'm holding that while I put this in the right place, and then I'm just going to attach that. And there it is. There is your card. And when you close it, and when you first close it, it's going to stick a little bit, but as you work it, as it works, it will get so it's easier, it folds easier. Okay, close it up, press it down real good, and so it will get so that it will automatically go to that direction. It'll learn what it's supposed to do. And as we put more on the front here, it also makes it firmer, and it makes it easier for it to work. So just play with it all you want. Make sure that it's going, because it will. It'll learn. Okay, now, we probably should have decorated that before we put it in there. It would be easier. It's always easier to work with a flat surface. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is stamp our little balloon from Hey Chick, our little chick with a balloon. And he's going to get cut out and put on the front. So you have a piece, a long piece in your kit that has has room for this little chick to be cut and stamped and cut. So you're going to stamp him. And I colored him with crumb cake. So I'm just going to, whoops, that's the wrong crumb cake. I want light. I always start with a lighter color to start with, except when I do something like that, right? And I'm going to go with the brush end because I'm coloring this whole area. I'm not too worried about being exact with him. He's pretty flexible in many ways. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Put my feet up my back. Up. He's in a pretty awkward position, isn't he? Okay. So we'll just give him a little coloring like that. And then, you know what? I'm going to do these the same. His little wings here. We'll get his tail feathers in a Coastal Cabana isn't one of our in colors, and so I'm going to use Pool Party and Bermuda Bay Light and Pool Party Dark. So we're going to color his little head here. And those are going to get colored in the darker color. Okay. And then I'm going to come back with my Bermuda Bay, and I'm just going to get a little bit around the edges here, a little bit down in here just to give it some shading. And I'm going to do his feathers here. I want those darker. And then up in his tail, I'm also going to get a little bit of this just to give some shading. Okay, then I'm going to come back again with the Pool Party Light, or Dark, and just blend that together. I think I've had too much caffeine today. My hands are shaking. Okay. On the balloon, I'm going to start with Pool Party Light. Let me grab that marker. Yeah. And I'm going to color just randomly here in the center. Okay. Then I'm going to come back with my Pool Party Dark, and I'm going to go outside of that. Whoops, I want the brush. And you can see how steady I am today. And then let's get the right end. For some reason, I always open the wrong end. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to come back with my Pool Party Light, and I'm going to blend this all together. I think we need a little bit more Pool Party Medium Dark. Now let's try blending it again. That works. Okay. And then I have a gel pen, a white gel pen. It's one of those things that's just pretty much a standard thing from me in stamping, and I'm not finding my white gel pen. If you don't have a white gel pen, let me know. I have several different types. One of them is the one we used to sell a long time ago, Stampin' Up! We used to carry these. And I think everybody should have a white gel pen. Because I just need a little bit of shine to my balloon. Okay, and then I colored his feet with pumpkin pie. Now I open the brush end when I want the other end, of course. And his other one here. And his little nose gets pumpkin pie too. Okay. Oh, and I didn't put any Crumb Cake Dark on him, did I? So I'm just going to kind of randomly go around him with Crumb Cake Dark. It's just going to give me a little contrast. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit there. Right under there where he would have a shadow, right? Maybe a little up the side. just kind of random, guys. And then I'm going to come back with my Chrome Cake Light and blend it in a little bit. This little chick, you could do a lot of things coloring him. But I don't want to take all my time coloring him, and I don't think you guys want to sit and watch me color him necessarily. I just want you to know how I colored him, and then you can go from there. I still think it needs more dark. It's just not quite getting it for me. Okay, let's try it now. Let's blend it together. There we go. Better leave it alone. I'm going to have a mess, huh? Okay, so my center's a little darker than I wanted, but it's okay now. Okay, I'm going to go cut him out, and he has a die that goes with him. If you purchase the Hey Birthday Chick, it comes with a die. So let me just cut him out real quick. Okay, back. All right, so now we have, in your kit, you'll have 4 of these little squares that are all the same size, and we're going to stamp on those. So on the inside of mine, and you could choose different things if you want to. You could put a greeting here. If you didn't buy Hey Birthday Chick, you could use the other chick set, and you could put a greeting there. You could do all kinds of things there. So, you know, you can change them around as best fits you. Okay, so I'm going to just stamp them just the same as I have them there. And start with our little dancing chick here. Well, I messed up his tail. I'm not holding him right. Okay. He is kind of tall. There we go. Okay, so there's one. And then he has Best of Cluck stamped next to him. Aren't we glad paper has 2 sides? And where's that going to fit best? That was a pretty tight fit. Yep, that was a really tight fit. So when you do yours, stamp over to the right a little bit more. You'll be happier. Okay, and then the next one is our Hey Chick from our original Hey Chick stamp set. And he's got a little greeting at the bottom, so I'm going to move him over to the right a little bit. And his greeting says, Hey Chick, of course, which is right here. When you do this one, come straight down, straight up. Don't press too hard, because if you do, you'll end up with an outline. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2. Okay, then I have the chick, I don't know what she is, the fat chick from the original stamp set. And she does not have any greeting, so we can just put her right in there. And then I have my birthday chick. And this one is eating. So let's just go right in here. And that one has have a happy day is the greeting on there. Okay, I'm not going to color these while I'm here with you today. So, because I want to show you what I did on the front of this card. but you guys know how to color them. You can color them. You've got the samples. And so I want to show you the front of this card, what I did. So let's go back to the front. So you have a piece of designer series paper that is, let me grab one that's the original if I have it, yes. It's in your paper and it's a stripe like this, okay? It's, of course, a 6 by 6. You want to cut it to 2 inches by, well, this one's 6. I left it at 6. So I cut mine down to 2 inches, and then I ran it through the pine wood planks, I think it's called, embossing folder, through a wood grain embossing folder, so you can see the wood grain on there. So I'm going to grab a crumb cake stamp pad here. And I have a crumb cake marker here. And I'm going to use a brush, one of our new blending brushes. And I'm just going to grab that, and I'm going to start brushing this. And I'm just going to brush it like that. I just want to grab ink off the edge and brush it. Oops, I got too much on there. We'll use that. We'll cover that up, I think. Where's my card? What's it look like on the front? Well, if we don't, it's okay. So yeah, just be careful. But you just want to brush in that area. I can't brush that out. It doesn't want to brush out, huh? So always tap your paper first before you brush. Okay, and then I took my Stampin' Blend crumb cake and a ruler. And when I embossed it, I made sure there was one nice deep groove in it at one spot in there. And I just took that and just went like that and just ran it down there. So what it gives is it almost looks like, I don't know, it looks like an opening. So the crumb cake is a little light. Is this the light? No, this is the dark. So I'm going to go over it one more time. It just kind of gives it a rustic look. There we go. And there is a groove there, so you can just do that. Go in the groove. Okay. So then I am going to attach that to the front of my card. There's a panel that it goes on first. And I'm going to do this with green glue. And it's going to go over to one side. And it's extra long. So I left it at 6 inches so that I could decide where I wanted it. And then I'm going to just trim it off. Because this end didn't emboss in the folder. Okay, let's trim that off. And press that down nice so that it sticks. Okay, then I attached my little chick on here that I had colored. And there's a happy birthday in Hey Chick. And if you did not purchase Hey Chick, then I hope you have a small happy birthday. So let me grab that happy birthday out of there. Where did I put my stamp sets? Yeah. It's a cute little happy birthday, just a nice little simple. And it looks crooked, but it always stamps great. So. And grab a block. And that one's too small. Let's get that one. That one's too big, but that's okay. And in your kit, you have a little piece that I've cut out. This came from the hydrangea stamp set. So it's a cute little shape that's in that stamp set. And a happy birthday, and it looks like it's not going to fit, but it fits perfect. And it's kind of a cutesy happy birthday. So let's go ahead and put our chick on here. I need some dimensionals. Let me grab my dimensionals. And just going to use the small ones. They'll work fine for it. Just use a few more. Get my tweezers. It's easier that way. Whoop! That one stuck to me. I must already have the paper off. Okay, come on, guys. Peel off. The little ones are harder for me to peel. I don't know about you guys, but they are harder for me to peel. Okay. So my chick is going to go just like kind of in the center. I want him, and I want him up high enough that my greeting will be able to go in there. So I'm going to put him up a little higher. And then my greeting is also going to go on dimensionals. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm just going to attach that to the front of my card. So I'm going to close this down and let's pull all my chicks out of there. And just going to attach it just like that. This was cut with a die, so it is not exact. The measurement on the sides, it's a little bit narrower than on the top and bottom, but it works fine. All right, so there is our Hey Chick card that pops open. See, now mine's working perfect. Well, not quite. It needs more practice because this one does. This one works great. And by the time I add the extra weight on there of the paper, so at the bottom, we still have one more thing to do that's in your kit, and you've got a piece of basic white that we're going to stamp Let's Celebrate on. Let's move that out of the way. And this is one of the greetings that was in the kit, in the Hey Birthday Chick kit. And then we'll attach it to, don't do that. That's not good. Okay, then we'll attach it to the piece of Coastal Cabana that's in your kit. And then into our, and when you do this, don't decorate the front first. Put the front goes on last so that you know what is the front, because either side could be the front, I guess. That could be the front as well. It should fold down in there. It doesn't want to. It's probably the way I'm turning it. So, but do the inside first. So then when you put your front on, you know where the front is, where the top is, so it won't end up upside down. And then I just finished it off with a couple of the little, see how easy that one closes now? It's been used enough that it closes beautifully. And this one will get to that point as well. And once those papers are attached, it gives it just enough weight that it will close nicer too. Don't be hesitant to go back and score again if you feel that will help. I'm just pressing down on this white piece in here that folds. That might make it work a little bit easier. So, but it will learn what it's supposed to do, okay? Paper does that. It just figures it out after a while, but it takes a while for it sometimes, so. Go, baby, go. See, it just learns that it's supposed to do that. Because this is done exactly the same as this one. So, yeah. It's catching right there is where it's catching, and it will learn to go over that way in time. So, And don't be afraid to press down on it, to turn it over. Score it on the back, I mean, put the pressure on it, because you want it to learn it. So when you give it to someone, they're not going, this isn't working. It will. These are funny, they just have to learn it. So anything you can do to help those creases get it faster. And like I said, the weight from this will, from the weight from the pages, the little papers inside will help as well. So, okay, just keep playing with it. It'll get there. Come on, baby. You're not wanting to do it at all now. Have to encourage him. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I hope this works better for you than it's working for me right now, but I know it'll work because like I said, this one is cut exactly the same and this one works beautifully. And there's no difference between this one and that one. So enjoy. Thank you. No, they're exactly the same size. Okay. Oops.